Okay, it seems like everyone is ready. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here, and we are ready to start our presentation.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for the problem. I'm not very smart at computers, I guess. I'm Carol, and I'm going to teach you about gardening. Okay, you can switch. Okay, can you pass by that one? Our group has 2 community gardens in Fredericton. They're on the north side of Fredericton. The first one was hand made by the Bhutanese Multicultural Association members in 2011. Okay, next. Our second garden is in Marysville. It's a very big one. Okay. Our group, when people join us and want to have a garden, in the garden, there is everything you need to grow food. There are seeds available to plant at the seed library. We have plants to put in the garden at Hayes Farm. If you join our group, we love our members to help by volunteering. Okay. We still have lots of plots to rent in our gardens. The Multicultural Association is supporting members by paying for plots and memberships. Do you see that beautiful monarch butterfly on the flower? Okay. We have a seed library. The seeds are free. They are in the library downtown and in the library in Nashwauk-Sis. The downtown library is almost empty of seeds. It's okay. This is a picture of Hayes Farm. It's on the north side of Fredericton, right in the middle of the city. I don't know if you notice in the picture, it says MCAF. There's a little sign, and that's where the Multicultural Association is. Okay. You can get to Hayes Farm from the Multicultural Association by bus or by bike or by car. This is a map. I'm going to start talking about gardening in New Brunswick. It is very important that you put your garden in the right location. Gardens need lots of sun, 6 hours or more. You need good soil. You have to make sure your garden is not on a big hill. And you need your garden near water, a tap or a stream or something like that. Are you going to go back to the previous slide? I can make these slides available to your members too, easily. Okay, forward. Okay, next one. You need to plan your garden. In Fredericton, our good growing season, when it is warm enough, is May 22nd, more or less, until near the end of September. We have approximately 125 days with no frost. Okay. Some plants grow very well in cool weather. You can plant them now. Things like radishes, beets, carrots, lettuce, spinach, all of these things don't mind cold weather. Some plants need warm weather, and that means no frost. So they can't be planted until near the end of May. Tomatoes, peppers, basil, cucumber, those are examples. Okay. When growing a garden, it's best to grow a mix of different plants together. Mix peppers and basil. Put lots of flowers and herbs. For some crops, it's better to plant a little bit now and a little bit in 2 weeks. Lettuce, something like that, that's what you would do. And it's always really important to leave something growing in your ground all the time. Okay. This is a resource you can look up from Hope Seeds. They are in Nova Scotia. And it tells you what plants like to grow together and what plants don't. Okay. You can, in the spring, and right about now, we have the ground is starting to warm up and to get dry. You need to make sure your garden is ready to be planted. Take a big or a shovel and make the ground loose. It's best not to turn the soil over. This upsets the good organisms in the soil. When you get your garden ready, make sure you remove all the weeds and take the root too. Feed your soil with compost and get it all ready for planting. If you're not going to put something in your garden right away, cover it with leaves, straw, cardboard. That stops weeds from growing. Okay. If you need to grow or want to grow tomatoes or peppers, you sometimes need to start them in our winter or very early spring. And you can do that in your house. It's probably too late to start tomatoes and peppers now. If you are growing plants in your house, you need to get them ready for the garden a few weeks before you want to put them in the garden. This is hardening off. You're making the plants tough, strong. You need to put them outside with shade and no wind, and slowly give them sun and wind over 1 to 2 weeks. When you put your plants into the ground, try to do it on a cloudy day or in the evening. Okay. New Brunswick usually has enough rain for your gardens, but not every year. Last year, we had too much rain. Some years we have drought. You must water new plants and seeds until they are growing well. It's best to water in the morning. Most plants need about 2.5 centimeters of rain a week or water. If you cover your soil with dry leaves, straw, or paper, this helps keep the soil wet. It stops weeds from growing. And if it's hot, it keeps the soil cooler. Okay. In the summer, it's really helpful if you have a tiny garden to grow your plants, the tall plants, on a stick or a fence or something like that. This gives you more room and the plants are healthier not laying on the ground. In the summer, keep removing weeds. You need to thin your plants so that they're not too close together. Carrots is an example. They will grow better if you do this. Every year, you need to make sure you grow your plants in a different part of your soil. Different plants need different food from the ground, and it's better. This helps keep the bad bugs and diseases less of a problem. Okay. This is an example of crop rotation, like I was just saying. Legumes feed the greens, followed by fruits, then the roots. So one year you grow legumes, which is like beans or peas. The next year you would grow your greens in that same piece of soil. And the next year, tomatoes, and the next year, maybe carrots. But you can grow all of these crops in different parts of your garden every year. Okay. There can be problems in your garden. Plants can get a disease. This usually happens in cold, damp weather or very humid weather. Diseases in plants are hard to cure. It's usually best to prevent them. Make sure your plants aren't too close together and keep them off the ground. You can protect your plants from bad bugs by covering them like in the picture. If you do this, you don't need to use artificial chemicals to kill the bad bugs. I do have some recipes to make organic bad bug spray, and I can send them to you. You can also remove bad bugs by hand. It's great fun getting children to do that for you. If you grow a lot of flowers and herbs with your vegetables, the bad bugs will stay away and the good bugs will come to your garden. In very cold weather or in very hot weather, you can use a cover to protect your plants. Okay. If you want to take a picture, this is the recipes. I didn't remember they were there. These recipes are good for most of the bugs that bother our gardens. You think there's enough time for everyone to take a picture? These are some examples of the bad bugs and the good bugs. On the right is a ladybug, but the picture of that ugly looking mini dinosaur is actually a baby ladybug, so don't kill it. Ladybugs are good bugs. On the left are two types of bugs that are common in our gardens. Cabbage moths will eat a lot of the plants like broccoli and cauliflower. They're easy to look after though if you cover the plants. Potato beetles on the lower picture on the left. The picture shows the beetle and the eggs. And I find it's great fun for children to collect those. They love looking for them. If you pick them by hand, just put them in water with a little bit of soap. Okay. Your squash and cucumber plants can get a lot of bugs that can really upset your plants. Cucumber beetles are on the right, and you can see the eggs on the leaves. When the plants are babies, this is when the plants will probably die if cucumber beetles get to them. I just use a light cover to cover the baby plants. Squash bugs are ugly, and they seem to like one leaf on your squash plant. If I find them, I usually just take the leaf, cut it off the plant, and put it in water. They don't usually kill your plant. Okay. These are some pictures of the good bugs we have around, the bees and wasps. They can bite you, but they're actually very good in your garden. And do you guys know that honeybees are not native to North America? Most of them come from Europe. We have lots of other bees, though. Okay. What I have been talking about is regenerative garden care, and that is working with nature. Other words we might use is organic gardening. Nature, or the world around us, it looks after and feeds our soil if we're good to the ground. It's important not to dig and turn your soil. I mentioned this before. And this is something most people 10 years ago always did. We turned our soil. It upsets all the natural insects and fungus in the soil. Just loosen your soil, remove the weeds, and you're good to go. Remember, always grow something in your soil. If you can't, cover it. It protects your soil. Always remember to grow a large variety of crops. Don't be like the farmers that grow only one crop. That's not good for the soil. Don't use artificial fertilizers or chemicals in your garden. This would hurt how nature works. It helps to add compost to your garden every year. Most New Brunswick gardens need a little bit of lime added every year or two. You can buy, if you want, composted animal manure or garden compost, and you can also buy organic fertilizers. Most stores sell some. One last really important tip I have learned the hard way. When you plant your garden, put a label out. That's my presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
Let's wait. If anyone has questions, they will probably send it to our chat.
I will send out a written handout, or you can share the slides. I don't mind.
Yeah, that would be really wonderful. I'm not seeing if anyone is trying to type the question.
So I either put everyone to sleep or they don't have any questions.
It is really informative, and thank you so much. Like I appreciate it, and it was for me really interesting as a newcomer, you know.
Yes, yes. Well, and all the members who are listening, if anyone does want to garden, we have room in both of our community gardens for more members. I see a thumbs up.
When it starts, when spring finally starts.
Yes, well, I think that's right. Some people are starting to get the weeds out of their gardens now, so I think it's come.
Yeah, or someone is typing. Let's wait.
You're
this
professional.
is to you.
Thank you very much. I am actually a nurse, but I am retired. I've gardened all my life.
So this is something you really love.
Yeah, something I really love. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for your attention. Thank you, Carol, for your wonderful presentation. Please keep in mind that the community garden is waiting for you, and come join our community.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.